what time it is. Marvin Devine, Hoover, Axel, and you know how we do. Yeah, I got the juice. Big game cool, make them look like cool. Always play cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing. I've been making loot since like 22. Ask me how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued cause of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose. Boy, wanna get in my crew, but you can't get in my crew. Me, XL and Hoover, way too fireable. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof. You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go.
Brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep waves by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Cody's brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep waves by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die. Cody's brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep waves by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta ride or die.
My words to my actions, magic in my life's everlasting. I say I could have the world and be with any girl, but something about your style makes me wanna man up. You should fill up cups, catch a flick and do some stuff. I used to wanna stand, but with you that's not enough. I don't wanna front, I just wanna see ya. Please give me a sign, yeah. Give me a sign if you wanna come. Just give me a sign, yeah. I don't wanna front, I just wanna see you. Just give me a sign if you wanna come. Why you presenting games I don't wanna play? I've been on my mind, I just wanna lay down with you. Spark a doobie, hit the town with you.
Hi guys, happy Tuesday, and welcome to the Lisa Baxter Show. But it's more than the Lisa Baxter Show. It's a family to family show. It's a family matters show. It's a family affair show. Family to family. Oh yes, oh yes. Oh, I hope you're enjoying yourself. So get whatever snack you need. Pull your family together. Pull your friends together. Sharing is caring. So share this. I wanted to share my family with you. And first thing I'm going to do before I introduce everybody, I want to give you a little bit of history of my family. All right. So y'all tuning in, right? Okay. The first thing I would like to do is talk a little bit about my parents. All right. Rimothy Crossland was my mom, and she worked for the post office. She was a great mother, and she had 17 children with my father. They were married a long time, and she had 11 boys and 6 girls. She was a diabetic, and she also had psychosis. Okay. So I'm giving you a little history. Joshua Crossland, my father, okay, he was a retired Army veteran. He had polycystic kidney disease and he had heart trouble. We always lived in a house. He was a good provider and he looked out for us. He can really be a lot of fun at times. Okay, I'm running it down. Now, I'm going to bring my husband in because I was married to Mitchell Baxter for 23 years. And he helped me to do the Lisa Baxter show. And, he was my film man. And in spite of having stage 4 colon cancer, he still filmed with me. He even let me interview him and everything so people can learn from marriage and our experience. He also secretly got tested behind my back, was a perfect match, but he had a problem dealing with a valve in his heart and he wasn't able to give me a kidney, but he wanted to. And that's what I like. He was a good provider and he was a good man, a good husband, a good lover, and a gift from God. Okay. I'm going on and on. Yes, I am. Okay. So I might have mixed one of my. Now, I'm going to tell you about the living siblings that's alive, that's still going through this journey with us. I'm not trying to rush, but I want to get to the panel. Yolanda Webster, that's my sister. And she a retired music teacher. She's been on dialysis for 24 years. She is also an author. So she's still currently on dialysis and doing well. Wendy Adams, she's been on dialysis about 11 years, and she's a peace officer. She's been on the show before. She has PKD, so did Yolanda. Karen Adams. Now, I cannot pronounce this sickness she had with dealing with the kidneys, but it was called proteinuria. Okay, and she's a postal clerk and a college grad. Okay, Joshua Crossland III was my nephew, who we call Duval. That's his other name. He's also on dialysis, and he's a businessman. Okay. Now, those are my living family members that's still living and alive. Now we're going to get down to my siblings. And I would like to say these are my siblings. Joshua Crossland Jr., all right? He had a kidney issue, but we didn't get a chance to find out exactly what it was, but he did have a kidney issue before he had passed away. All right? He went to college for 17 years. He was very intellectual, interesting to talk to. Mark Crossland, my other brother, who also had PKD. He had diabetes. He had high blood pressure. Well, Mark had a lot of things going on. He became blind and what have you. Okay. He also worked in a school and he worked in the post office as well. And he was on dialysis. My brother Shelton Crossland passed away on the machine. Actually passed away on the machine. He wasn't tended to right, and he bled to death on the machine, and this really upset my family. Okay, Shelton Crossland was a businessman, a construction guy dealing with security and housing and drug programs for people out there. He was a diabetic. He didn't have PKD, so he got on because of that. D. Simone Crossland, my sister who had my back when it came to writing my book. She made sure I had the money to put it out there and everything like that. She always pushed me forward with my acting, my singing, and everything else. She was the CEO of her own company too. She did security, she built things, and she was the I think they called her the queen of construction. All right, okay. And my brother Keith Adams, he had polycystic kidney disease. He worked in a store, department store. He also was battling some other illnesses and things going on. A happy-go-lucky fellow, a good guy, all-around guy. Okay. How are we doing so far? You hearing my history? You better hear it because some of this might be some of your history out there. Aunts and uncles. Let me get right into it. And my mother-in-law, believe it or not, Mitch's mother. Angelina Brown, my father's sister. She was on hemodialysis. Oh, the life of the party. We loved her. Okay. Eugenia Harris, my mother's sister. She was an amputee. She was a diabetic. and she was also on dialysis. Paul Dotson Jr., my Uncle Nunny, we would call him. He was a vet. He was on dialysis. He was hilarious. He was funny, and he really hated dialysis. He let us know. He told us he hated it. All right. My mother-in-law, Elaine Baxter. I love the woman. A peach. Everybody ain't got a bad mother-in-law. I know I didn't have one. She was a nurse. And she was the first person that I ever knew dealt with peritoneal before my brother Keith did and before my sister D. Simone did. Okay. But she was a nurse, and then she ended up on hemodialysis, you know. So there you go so far with my family. I had to give you a little bit of that because you're probably wondering why we're all together. So I'll tell you more when I get to the crowd instead of, talking and more. Okay, myself, as me being on dialysis for 12 years, and I have almost been transplanted for 5. But I also deal with chronic kidney disease, polycystic kidney disease, osteoporosis, all right, bone joint disease. I had low calcium. I was born when I was 6 months, and I was only 2 pounds when I was born. My mother prayed over me, and boy, I'm still here. Ain't that something? At 58 years old, you know what I mean? So I had miscarriage issues. I had many miscarriages, low calcium, low blood pressure. What is that? Steven Johnson syndrome, and almost died. I went from somebody that having no surgeries to more than than I wanted surgeries. Okay. But I am an advocate, always been a patient advocate. I've been a social worker for 25 years, and I'm a health campaign manager at this point. But I believe in being a mentor, and I am a mentor, and I've been a counselor as well. So I'm giving you a little bit of that to say there's victory in your struggle. There's victory, whatever you and your family are going through. Dialysis has its place, transplant have its place, kidney disease have its place. And you are in your place and I'm in my place, and we can still win this thing. How about that? Well, the chatter has been going and going and going, but let me introduce my guests and have them to come on. We have, we have Latrell Fields, right? College student, deal with polycystic kidney disease. She's a college student, she's a mom, and she's very smart. Latrell Fields, okay? I don't know, okay, here we go.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. Oh,
great.
How you feeling? Good?
Good.
I'm glad to have you on the show again. You a 3-timer. I had you when you were 16, when you went to college and had the baby and everything, and I got you now again on a family show. Woo! You big time, girl. You a star. Woo, woo. Next, we have Shelton Crossland, a.k.a. Malik Crossland. And he works in the medical field and in the hospital. And he's kidney disease free. Hallelujah. I ain't mad at him. Next, we have Juan Bravo, a community liaison, okay, for the assembly, the state. He has his own podcast, and he had a parent that hit PKD. Whoop, whoop.
Hey, family. How you doing? Right.
Next, we have the beautiful Melody Boyd, high school student, good grades on the track, the cheerleader. Oh man, she has survived so much stuff, absent seizures, asthma, allergies, and PKD. I ain't mad at her. Gone beautiful.
Hi, good girl. Hi, Uncle. Hi, Shmel. I'm in the same house.
I'm glad to see y'all. Y'all looking good. Y'all are looking good. Last time I had you on, Mel, you were 8 years old, so you're 16 now. Woo, woo, do your thing. And moving right along, we got Timothy Sutton. All right, the associate director, the physician's assistant. I ain't mad at him. Come on.
Hey, family.
Hey, what's going on, Tim?
Hey.
What's going on, bro? What's up, cousin?
Got my girl here.
Hi.
Hello. Tawana Staten. the foster mother, the mother, the grandmother, the eating well mother, the mother, the vegan mother. I ain't mad at you. Come on here.
Hey,
Hi,
everybody.
Mom.
Hey.
Hi, my family.
Say
I
hi,
love you
Mama.
guys.
Hey, cuz.
Diet, huh? And I see you
No,
got Cody
no
there and
diet.
Peaches and Peanut.
Lifestyle.
Thank you. That's not a diet.
It's a lifestyle change.
That's a lifestyle change.
Yes,
That's what we need to be talking about right now.
a lifestyle
Well, we
change.
gonna
Yes.
go into that, but you know when
Okay.
you got to change your diet before you know it's a lifestyle change. You don't know nothing. You just know you eating something and you know it's some type of diet. But then when you change and you eat right and you all right after that. But before we get into that, I want let me see. I would like to ask you guys some questions. And I know they didn't hit that floor because I'm gonna start screaming in a minute. But I don't mind because this is live. And I will go live and do the live thing. How about that? Okay. All right. Now, when you guys, before I get into you, when you guys heard that some of the family members was going on dialysis and getting sick, what was your first thought that came into your mind? You can answer it one at a time unless you want me to call you out to answer it.
No, well, hope not me.
All right. You hope it wasn't you.
Shit, I had a nerve to be one of them.
I ain't mad at you. Okay.
I had the
Anybody else?
same. I had the same thought as well, and had a little scare about 5 or 6 years ago when I was having all this weird flank pain, and the only thing that came to my mind is my family suffers from this kidney disease stuff, and I hope it ain't me, like you said, Tawana. But I got evaluated. It turned out it wasn't, But the kidneys are important, man, and our family has a problem with the kidney. That's more reason for us to be talking about lifestyle changes and not diets.
You got to take certain words out of your vocabulary, like diet, because when you say it, that makes you tend to it.
Wow, I'm getting beat up and attacked already. I ain't
No,
mad at you.
no,
Beat
it's not.
yourself. We gonna all do that.
It's not of an attack. It's not of an attack. It's just a reality. It's just a reality. I'm learning today that words mean stuff, and certain words I take out my vocabulary far as me telling you grand rise instead of good morning, because we are mourning for nothing. So it's just the words. It's just about the words that we use in our vocabulary. That's it.
Right.
Well, I'm not mad at you. My point is that a lot of things we do, you have to unlearn it. You're not gonna do that overnight. But I'm glad
Absolutely.
you put it out there. Tell it to them out there, and tell it to me over here, and tell it to yourself. I'm not mad about it. Now, I know I didn't want it to be me either. I didn't even know it was going to be me when I heard the other people getting sick, and it ended up being me too. So, anybody out there else had that issue or thought?
Well,
When you heard,
I'm gonna say, when I first heard about it was in reference to my mom. She suffered from PKD, and I didn't know what it was at all. I was obviously concerned for her. And then when I started to hear that other members of the family have this disease and it's possible I could have it, I had the same thought as my cousin and my sister. Oh God, please, not me. I've been blessed that I don't suffer from PKD, but it's still something that haunts me very much so. People who are close to me, people I love have PKD. My mom, when she passed away, she still suffered from PKD. That was a part of her death. And, I still get myself checked every year. I get sonograms. I always tell my PCP, this is hereditary in my family, and, check me out. So I get checked out every year still. I'm about to be 34 and I'm still getting checked out. But, that's how I felt.
all right, that's good to know. You know what I mean? Because dealing with this kind of stuff, you have to deal with your feelings and your problems, and you have to deal with whatever you're dealing with and whatever you're going through. I don't know if y'all have earbuds or if we need earbuds. I only hear a little bit of stuff, because it could be on my end too. But maybe it's all right, because I don't know if the audience is really hearing out there. But anyway, okay, so you heard about the family dealing with it, and you didn't want it to be you kind of thing, and you want to change your vocabulary and change your eating arrangements and change it. So I ain't mad at you about that because that's a good thing. Now, you found out, okay, Tawana and Juan is siblings, and Shamel and Timothy are siblings, and Latrell and Melzy are siblings. But y'all are my nieces, my nephews, and y'all my great nieces, and y'all all are cousins. So you're my siblings' children. I couldn't get all my siblings' children, but I got some, and I'm grateful. Now, now, when your mother went on dialysis, what was the hardest things for you two guys to deal with? And then we'll go to the grandchildren on it.
Well, the hardest thing was my brother and my daughter because they were young. My brother was like 11 years old. My daughter was a baby, and I had to tend to them as well as tend to my mother, be at the hospital, be her support, be there for her, and still come back to my brother who wants to know what's going on with mommy. And I know what's going on. I hear what's going on, but I'm confused about what's going on because I really don't know what it is. I'm learning it at the time. And me explaining to an 11-year-old, he didn't understand. But it was hard to look at him hard because my mother was on life support at one time. You know, she went through a whole lot. She didn't have a easy path, especially in her beginning. So it was real rough. It was real rough because it was just rough watching my mother suffering and watching my little brother confused, and my daughter, she really didn't know what was going on until she got older. But to just know that, you know, it was a chance that she could have lost her grandmother and not had a bond with her that she wound up having and building with her like she did. So it was hurtful.
Okay, Juan, how did you feel when you let go?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? Could you repeat the question?
You sound muffled on, Lisa.
Okay. I do?
You better now.
Let me move closer. Right?
Are those my dogs? No, I got one dog. I don't got two dogs.
Those are my dogs.
Let
the dogs out.
We are a family of animals. We always had animals, the whole family.
It's Timmy's dog.
Always had humor. Always had animals. Love children. Oh yeah. That's us all the way. Well, I'm going to go to another question because I forgot that one, and I'm just going to come clean with it. I'm hot, and I have to move. But, listen, the grandchildren. How did you deal with seeing your grandmother on dialysis? What did you feel when you witnessed this? Melody?
Oldest or youngest? Me? So the way I felt, I wasn't really aware of what was happening because I was I was a kid. So as I got older, I got to know, but it wasn't until like after she passed that I really knew the severity of what was going on.
Okay. All right. I see y'all helping out in there. All right. Latrell?
As for me, like my mom said, when I was younger, I didn't understand because I didn't know. And then I got older and then helping her with her do her dialysis at home. Then she transitioned to going into the center. She explained it to me the older I got. It kind of used to always make me sad. But then I saw how brave she was and she wasn't letting it like stop her from doing what she wanted to do. Like she still spent time with her family, still went out to eat, did all she liked to do. She didn't let it stop her. So I didn't always stay sad. I always was happy for her because she showed me like this can't stop me.
Well, that's a good soldier. You know, that's what you have to have before you sometimes, because this disease, personally having it, can make you upset, can make you cry. It makes you want to fight, be better, feel better, and do better. But some of those days, it wasn't happening. And sometimes you saw it, and then sometimes you maybe didn't see it. But I'm glad y'all was there for her, because it's not easy being a caregiver, and it's not easy watching somebody you love go down or deteriorate, even though they still swinging, you know, that kind of thing, you know. But Shamel, your father had a kidney issue, but we never got to examine it because he had passed away before that, and what have you. Did you know, or here I heard your mother talk about it, but did she say anything to you or any of your other siblings in reference to your father having a kidney issue?
She had told me like years later, after you and my aunt Deese and everybody was diagnosed with the kidney issue. So I just found out years later. So we had to, check ourselves and make sure our children don't have it, that we don't pass it down or anything. But that's the only thing that she had told me about it after he passed.
Well, I like the idea that you got them all checked out. When you found out he had an issue and she was honest about that, you went and you got checked and you got your children checked. I'm not mad at you. I love that. That's what you're supposed to do. And with tests, they make you wait and you start sweating and everything, saying, oh my God, I mean, they ain't got it yet. They ain't called me yet. They didn't mail it. They didn't send it. I know when I had my test, I let Mitch open it. We were dating at the time, and it said I had that doggone polycystic kidney disease. And I'm like, brother, if you want to run, this is your chance. But he said, hon, I believe God, and he was there and he stayed. You know what I mean? And fought with me. But sometimes that's just not an easy thing. Now, let's see. Did you know anything about your father dealing with this or heard anything about it? Did Sandra pass that on to you or talk to you about it, or even your mother?
Actually, no. I'm just learning that as we sit here and discuss it today, because I always was under the impression that my father and his children were like they skipped us. Right. And then when I got sick that time and I thought maybe I had a PKD, I was like, oh, maybe it didn't. And then when it was negative, I was like, okay, fine. But I never knew he had kidney or renal issues.
I wouldn't have known that until your Aunt Yolanda said Sandra had a conversation with her and she said that. So I was able to remember what, because I was like 19 when he passed.
Right.
18 when my mother passed, 20 when my father passed, so we were burying a lot of people, but we were also, some of them were surviving and fighting, and some of them really didn't know what kidney or polycystic or any type of kidney disease was. A lot of times people don't learn this stuff until it visit their house or until it happens to somebody close, I mean, sometimes you just don't want to know or hear about it, or it's just frightening news, like when you're trying to put the wheel together or, and stuff like that. You got to do it, even though it's not always pleasant. It's part of life. So let me see now. Where am I going and who am I going to? All right. So you hear this about the parents, and then you hear this about the family. Now, were y'all shocked when I got on dialysis?
Wait, I was about to say something about the finding out.
You?
Yeah, I want to say.
Okay.
I was shocked. I was shocked when I found out my children had polycystic kidney disease. That took me to another place. I knew it was a chance that it can be, but to find out both of my children had polycystic kidney disease at the same time, and they were so young. I found out I was young. I was 19. I was 20, and I found out. Turn that down. And I found out, and that bothered me. And then my mother, God bless her soul, I told her, and we was like, okay, we're gonna discuss it with the children together. My mother going to wait till she got my kids by herself and told them, and everybody's crying. I'm all the way home in Pennsylvania and they're in Brooklyn crying about it, but it wasn't easy to watch my children cry, to hear my mother cry, to hear my aunt cry, to my brother cry, for my children. But like my daughter said, my mother was a warrior, so she trained warriors and she breeded warriors. So we gonna fight. We ain't gonna let this beat us. Like my brother said, polycystic ain't got us. We just dealing with it. We ain't accepting it. It ain't forever. We gonna break this chain.
Yes.
Break it down. Talk it. Put it out there. Now, you're right. We did cry because your mother said to me when she told me they had it, oh, I went off. Now, I'm in a baby shower for my cousin. She was there. And she said, Lisa, I'm going to tell you something. Now, that's the wrong time to tell it.
She
they don't know what I'm
tell
crying
you.
about or hysterical about. You know what I mean? And then she said she wasn't going to tell the kid. Say it again.
She wasn't supposed to tell you. We were supposed to have a family meeting and sit down. She the one said all of this. How we was gonna do it.
I know she told me the same thing.
She flipped the
family
script.
Meeting. We going together. And when you got mad that she told them, now she gonna call me. What I'm gonna do? I can't really, I know you love me, but how calm can I make you? You know what I'm saying?
No, I was
like, oh my God.
Your sister's a mess. God bless her soul.
Woo, child. Whoa. Well, okay. We're gonna go into that. Now, how many of you have polycystic? Raise your hand. I'll put it easier that way. Okay, I see
me and my kids. It's me and my kids. That's it. Girl, the devil was a liar. It's me and my kids. Biscuit. 2 for 2 kids. Of the cousins, I believe that we know of. We know we got.
I don't know that Biscuit has PKD.
Oh, I don't know.
He just his went to
issues from diabetes.
Oh, he got chronic renal disease.
He's got chronic renal failure from
diabetes. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Oh, okay. Well, my kids, D. Simone kid, and grandkids, and 2 for 2 children. And I don't know. And Paris don't got no kids. And Quan, son, I don't know if he got checked. He's so early, so I don't. It's too early for him, really. But
only a baby. He's only a baby, and. I tell them as much as I can and I share as much as I can. And everybody is not happy to talk about it or learn anything from it. And maybe they learn it in their private way. And they got a mother that's been on dialysis 24 years. So I'm sure they're learning something somewhere. But so, okay, now that you have it, what did you do with it once you found out? You cried about it. You didn't, what did you do about it since then? Melody. Going back over there, Pookie.
Okay, so since then, my mom has just taken me to I don't remember the name of the doctor, guys. Somebody help me. The doctor where I go get my kidneys checked. Urologist?
Nephrologist.
Nephrologist. I go to a lot of doctors.
Nephrologist, yeah. All right.
My mom takes me every couple months. I get my kidneys checked. I do the little checkup stuff, and I go to my primary care every 3 months. So that's what I've done.
Excellent. And were you afraid to share this with your friends or tell anybody about this? I know sometimes grown-ups and sometimes they don't like to always tell their jobs or let anybody know, and sometimes people find out by surprise or sometimes they never find out.
I've never been awkward to talk about it. If anybody's asked about it or brought it up or came up in conversation, I would talk about it and talk about how my family's been through this stuff. But it's never something I just bring up. But I've talked about it with a couple friends before.
How did they act when they heard it?
I mean, they just act really concerned because I don't think anyone really understands. So then I have to explain it to them what it is and what it means. And the different stages, so before if anyone's kidneys fail or when they just have the cysts on them. And what could happen and what you the transplants you can get and the surgeries and stuff like that. But no one really knows, so I have to explain to everybody I talk to about it.
People said you got that? Oh my God! It was a death. I mean, they just threw me in the ground, threw the dirt on me already. I was like, whoa!
It's a lot. It's a long word already, so.
Right.
Polycystic kidney. A lot. It's a mouthful.
Yeah, I think I used it as a spelling bee one time for some children. Latrell, Shanoop?
Hey. No, but when I first found out, when I went to get examined to have to know if I had it or not, I had a feeling I had it when I was laying on the table. But my mother always told me stop putting negativity in the atmosphere. But I just felt like I had it. I don't know why, but when I was laying there, they was doing it. And then once my grandmother told me I had it, I cried. I didn't cry for me. I'm also cried for my sister because of the fact that she was already dealing with a sickness, and then to hear that she has this, and then it just felt like a lot. And then I know my mom, as her being a single mom, she was gonna be all stressed. But with me, I always kind of put it in the back of my head because it was like my kidneys are functioning fine. I'm fine. I feel okay. I don't have no problem. Why stress it? And then when I found that I was pregnant, all my appointments, I got checked up basically like every week, every 2 weeks. So they kept telling me my kidneys was perfectly fine. So sometimes I just put it in the back of my head. But I told some of my friends at first, they was like, what is that? And once I explained it to them, they kind of wanted to give me sympathy, but I told them I'm fine. Don't give me sympathy because I'm not dying. I'm not going nowhere, and I'm fine. I'm a crossland.
Absolutely.
I'm fine.
Excellent.
That's right. That's right.
Look at it like it's saving your life, which it is. And you know what I mean? I mean, it's not easy for anybody to comprehend the fact that, the blood going all the way in the body, being clean, and you going out, being clean and coming back, and the fact that you can die early with this disease, being on dialysis, you can die early as well. I mean, transplant is a help, but it's not a cure. You just don't have to go to dialysis.
Also, my nephrologist told me like I was fine. Like my cyst wasn't big on my kidneys; they were normal size. They was like the older I get, they could just disappear and go away on their own.
Absolutely.
One time mine was gone, and the next time it was multiple. And I'm like, wow! I was glad. I was shouting, "Go! It was gone!" And the next thing when they told me they was back, I'm like, no, so I had to deal with it.
Did you ask yourself what you were doing when they disappeared and what made them come back?
I was so devastated that they came back. Like, just like I was devastated with all of those miscarriages, because it's hard to carry a baby on dialysis. It's hard to carry a baby when you have this disease. I was so glad that Trail was able to carry a baby. Even my sister Yolanda carried that last one, and she really was going through. No, I don't even know if that went through my mind, honestly. It was a while ago. But I mean, now you think differently because you're a certain age, and it's a different season in your life. But I don't know if I thought that. I was just devastated what was happening. I had to deal with one thing at a time. That hit me in the head because my siblings that had polycystic and went on dialysis, they already had children. So that was a thing for me. They told me I would have to go on dialysis every day. And dialysis wasn't no easy thing with a 15-gauge needle in my arm. And then I had to have it in my chest and my groin, in all these different places. I couldn't imagine y'all on it, and I still pray you never get on it. Keep being healthy, keep doing the vegan thing or whatever you want to call it or name it or put a label on it or no label. But whatever you're doing and it works, I want you to continue to do it so you don't have to go to me and your aunts, and the ones that was on. My cousin Charles was on, but he did dialysis a little bit and he got off. I know a pastor that did that. She did it a little bit. Blood got clean. She never had to go back on. So everybody got their story and their victories in different ways. You know what I mean? So, this disease is something else. And I know it has bothered and plagued the family, in a lot of ways. Is there anything that, go ahead. I was going to ask if anybody wanted to say anything or put something else out there. I mean,
right. When I found out my mom, my sister, my nieces, they suffer from PKD. It was definitely difficult to deal with, but because I didn't really understand it. But over the years, I started to attend things like kidney walks, and specifically the PKD walk, and I got to meet people in that community, and I started to see that it affected a lot of people, and I started to see that, as time goes on, the future can be brighter for those who have PKD. What may have been a death sentence maybe 10 or 20 years ago is not necessarily the same now. I think not only do we have advancements in Western medicine, but we also have Eastern medicine, alternative things you can do for your health. Like my sister said, lifestyle is important, not just, dieting for a specific time period, but changing your lifestyle and how that can help you. I look at my loved ones and, I think about, are they going to have, the same fate as my mother? But I know seeing the work ethic of their mother, my sister Tawana, I know that they will never see dialysis. They will never see dialysis because she's setting an amazing example of a lifestyle change that can lead to a life without dialysis. So I just wanted to say that, it's a bright future. It doesn't have to be dark. It doesn't have to be sad, but it's a bright future out there, and it doesn't have to end with dialysis.
Show that changed and did different things to not ever experience dialysis. And on Urban Health, they had a lot of different people like that. But I'm glad Tawana done these things. I've even been in her home, watch her make smoothies. I see she had lost a lot of weight. The children were fasting and doing well and everything like that. Even Timothy was talking about fasting and stuff like that. And my church, we go on a fast, and sometimes it's just good for the body, But when I had COVID, it was very hard to fast like that because you already felt weak and sick. And I was trying to do it, the way he was telling me to do it too. I was trying to do a combination of things, and it was a lot in my ear, but I'm just glad it's gone. I'm glad it's over. Thank everybody, Shondo. But is there anything that I had so much to say?
That's why you have to have the immune system ready for situations before it happened. That's why it's considered a lifestyle change. If your immune system was strong, that's why you beat it. But if it was stronger than what it was, you wouldn't have got it. You would have been able to fight it off. As bad, exactly. Because you can't stop the virus from the virus, but it wouldn't have been as bad because other people, as herbalists, I know that caught corona. But again, the doctors look at them like, how you heal so easy, how you better so fast, how you moving around, how you not this, because of the way the immune system is built. So long as you keep your immune system up, your immune system is your everything. So your brain, your body, I don't care if you don't keep that right, ain't nothing gonna work for you.
Absolutely. And just to piggyback off what Sito was saying, I can't call him Juan. I never called him Juan. To piggyback off what he was saying.
I'm saying nicknames over here myself.
We have, as a family, dealt with a lot of medical problems. Right now, we're talking about PKD, but we got PKD, diabetes, high blood pressure. Some of our family members have dealt with substance abuse, and all of these things can be managed and fixed and repaired at any age. I don't care how young or old you are. You could be 80 years old with high blood pressure and diabetes. You can fix those things, but people are so stuck in their old ways and constantly making excuses for doing something as simple as changing what you put in your mouth. If I can write prescriptions all day long for the nastiest drugs in the world, and people will take them without question. And if I ask them to eat a yam versus a bag of potato chips, they look at me like I'm crazy. So the things that we need to do as a family, like we sat here and we discussed all of these things that our family is ailing from, we should at least have a forum where we can share, like with my cousin Tawana and myself and others in this family, things that we can do to help defeat some of these things that have been challenges to our family and our health with diabetes and high blood pressure and diabetes. So we can sit down and talk about all of these things that are affecting us, but I think we should come together with a plan to start educating, like you said, relearning, unlearning all the things we've learned before, because genetics is more environmental than I gave it to my son or my father gave it to me. And when we change our environment and how we do things, all of those things change in our body, our health, our immune system. If you're a Christian, the Bible clearly tells us that the body was designed to live forever. We can heal. Every time Jesus wanted to get an answer to something, he fasted. Fasting is important. We constantly are putting things in our mouth, and nobody's taking out the time to let the body do what it does. And we blunt those things with medicine. I've been practicing medicine for 25 years. We treat symptoms. We don't treat illnesses. And we never get to the root cause of the problem. And when we don't get to the root cause of the problem, we never fix the person. We just keep people on medication forever. So it's something to think about, creating a forum where we start learning new things, and nobody's going to change and start new habits until they get new experiences and new knowledge. So, Lisa, you're right. It's hard to unlearn things that you've been doing for many years, but I think we should make an effort to make a change with that starting today.
Yes, it's very hard now. See, it ain't like I started this yesterday.
Right.
I've been doing this for like the last 6 years. It's been a process. I didn't lose weight overnight. It took me, I was 210 pounds. It took me years to come 150 pounds, 155 pounds. It ain't make it where it happened. I knew I read this stuff and I just did it and it worked for me overnight. It's a process. I'm still learning. I'm still going through stuff. You learn as you go. Absolutely. And you just change. We have to be willing to be deprogrammed and to relearn. But no, our people do not like to listen. Like Timothy said, is people take a pill with 1,000 million side effects and don't ask no questions about it.
No questions.
But as soon as you tell them something about health, they start saying, well, what that do? Because I don't know this and I don't like that. That's nasty. Everything is not supposed to taste good. They tell you even growing up, most things that's nasty or bitter are always good for you. But when you tell somebody that, they go, oh, girl, you with that black stuff, or you saying anything, our history was for us to live, like you said, from the Bible, to live a long time due to the fact that if we were eating the right way. We was taught, to eat wrong. But just how they taught us to eat wrong, we could also learn to do right. And it's a process. And this is why for the last 6 years, I share stuff to people and send people stuff. I get on their nerves. I don't care, but I do it and I put it on Facebook because I can sit there, like you said, and talk about my problems all day, but what's the solution to the problem?
Right.
Well, when I was heavy, I was 214 pounds. I caught my husband at that size. I had changed a lot of things about myself. It is a process and it does take time. You know what I mean? And people don't always understand when you're doing it. They watch you, they criticize, whether it's family or friends or somebody you work with. Might say, oh, I he eating that, or lettuce again, or whatever. But you're a rabbit, whatever it is. You cannot care or worry about what people say.
That's part of your life. Listen, that's part of your lifestyle change. When you change, you're mental. That's when it comes to the fasting. People say a lot of stuff. I laugh as things that don't bother me. Like I went to a wedding with 2 peaches and 2 pears and a plum. I went to a wedding. Cito was there. Our cousin got married. They had all this luxurious food. I had to curse one of our cousins out because she wanted a piece of my peach. I got 2 peaches and a plum. Gave y'all my food, and you want a piece of my pear?
It's on now.
Like, again,
not to take nobody's food.
It's a process, and I couldn't do it overnight. You know what I'm saying? It takes time. You know what I'm saying? Right. You could, and it's about you. I chose to want to change my lifestyle for myself. I didn't do it for a man. I didn't do it for a woman. I didn't do it for my kids. I did it for me. Absolutely. I did it to change for me. I wanted better for me. I wanted something different in my family. I wanted to stop talking about the sickness and build up the healness, and let's heal each other. Can nobody heal us but us? The doctor's never going to heal us. The doctor kill off a lot of our family. If we go into the doctors, we ain't going to have no family, because they killed my mother, they killed Keith, they killed a lot of people, so they kill people. They help some people, like you said, to a point. They don't help them till when it's over. So if you go to the doctor, they give you the same prescription for the last 10 years. I mean, how he helping you?
Right, that's a treatment, not a cure.
No.
Right, whoever snack
I'm working with a doctor now that felt like that. And that's why they don't have him where he's at. I mean, have him in the way he's had his own thing in his own practice now, because he kept saying, well, why don't we ever let these people get better? That because sickness is a business, and people do know that. And you even going to learn those things as you get older and as you deal with all of this kind of stuff. Now I want to ask the 3 cousins something before I get into all the wellness stuff. Now I'm looking at the time too, because I know what oh God. All right. How did the cousins, did you know that they had kidney disease or anything like that? Were you aware? Was it shared with you? The cousins.
I found out when I guess around the time my mother I got checked. I checked myself. They told us, and I got checked. And I guess Juan and Paris got checked not too long after me, or around me, or with me, because I found out around the same time about myself as I found out for them, because they were young. They were still young. That's how Paris was able to come out the army. Even before he was 18, he found out. So it was like, you know, Paris and Quan is like little brothers to me, you know, and it's sad. Like, it's hurtful because you don't want to hear nobody got that. I was mad I had to have it. And then I heard they had it. I ain't gonna say I was happy that somebody else had it with me, but I was happy that I wasn't the only one. I thought I was the like, oh, really? All these grandkids my grandfather got, it's gonna be me? But
it can be disappointing and disheartening.
Yeah, like it's like 900 of us, and out of 900 grandkids, I'm one of them. Like, for real, come on.
Wow.
How the odds? Like, so what? My mother had it.
But you didn't think it would go like that. I know I didn't think it would go like that.
But in the same breath, I'm happy my cousins don't got it. The ones that don't got it, I'm happy my brother don't got it. Cause like,
amen.
That's nothing you want. That's nothing you want. I'm happy for my cousins, like I said, who don't have it. My kids, they got it. You know, I'm happy. Hopefully my grandson don't. I'm claiming my grandson will not have it. And we're gonna break this chain because it's too much. It's too much. You look at the people that, it's too much.
I was trying to Mo, did you know that your cousins had it?
You're muted.
Are you muted? I didn't mute you, and I don't see his thing muted when I'm looking at it.
I see it muted.
Okay, I don't see it.
Oh,
unmute yourself, love.
I said, I think I found out because Tawana don't leave me out the loop of anything. If Tawana knows, she's definitely letting me know. So I definitely knew about it though. So that's when I think we had got.
Wow. What would you want people out there to learn from our family or learn from this, our fight?
I want them to know, don't believe in hereditary disease like I did. It's hereditary
Absolutely.
eating habits, hereditary lifestyle patterns,
and hereditary environment.
Right, hereditary environment that we follow, that we don't change. That's what it is. We don't have hereditary diseases. That's a made up thing, and we need to break that. I want anybody on here to know you can change. Like Timothy said, you could be 85, 95. If you're a diabetic and you've been on, and so what, you was on insulin for all these years. Go do something different. Whatever you've been doing, stop. Because obviously it ain't working for us. I thought eating poultry and eating just chicken and turkey was going to do it. No, that ain't it. So that means I got to do something else. If I got to eat, even though I eat more than leaves, but if I only had to eat leaves forever to live, I'm just going to be eating leaves. Pass me a leaf from your garden, yours. If that's what it takes for me to live. So I just tell people, like, if you're spiritual, right? If you're spiritual, there's no way you can be spiritual and not want to come to this side, because this is nothing but spirituality. You get more clemency, you get more understanding. I don't argue, I don't fuss with people like I used to. I laugh at people because I got so much clarity with God. It's crazy, you know. I learned not to be religious. Yeah, I learned peace is exactly what I have. I learned not to be religious and to be spiritual. And once you get past that, you could get past anything.
But you know what I want people to learn from this little forum that we have here? What I want them to learn from this family? They can't learn that today. We need to have this forum in 1 year from now, and let's see the changes that we've made as a family, how we've improved our health and our lifestyle and our diet. Like we said earlier, this is about relearning and unlearning things. So we sat here and we done laid all of our troubles out on the table with all these illnesses. Now, we didn't do that just to let people know, oh, well, we just another sick Black family. No. So the whole idea is we're going to start that forum and we're going to start making changes. I know a lot about stuff. To want to know a lot about stuff, I've gotten rid of my diabetes. I don't take medicine. I was taking 14 medications. I take 0 medications.
That's what I'm talking about.
Won't he do it?
Won't
he do it?
That's what I'm talking about, Tim.
Hallelujah.
That's right.
And the only thing that I trouble with now a little bit is high blood pressure, and holistically, I've been keeping that down better than when I was on prescribed medications. So yeah, I kind of know what I'm talking about because I lived it. I'm not just somebody who read it in a book. And I'm going to share what I did and what I learned. And like Tawana said, Tawana's been doing this for 6 years. I've been doing this for 1.5 years. And I've lost 110 pounds. I've gotten rid of diabetes. And I'm working on getting rid of high blood pressure. So this is not a joke. And it can be done. I'm 55 years old. I still race my son, who's 20 years old, and beat him and his friends every so often. So yeah, I'm doing the right things, and right. I'm gonna help. I would love to share that with everybody because this is something that anybody could do. This is about eating. It's not mathematics, science. You just gotta listen and learn.
And don't let my kids fool y'all. Don't let my kids fool y'all. They know just as much as me. Go for my
absolutely.
Kids.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And don't sleep on Shala because he know a lot too, right, Shelton Crossland? He know a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because Shala was going left with diabetes and stuff too. He had to get it together too. Mm-hmm. You know, everybody wasn't dealing with kidney stuff. You know, me and him were dealing with diabetes. And my thing about diabetes is I might not be able to make no babies. That ain't gonna work for me. Mm-hmm. We gotta fix them diabetes.
Right.
Exactly.
You understand?
Oh, yeah.
Lifestyle is everything, and eating right so that I can live right is quite all right with me.
Thinking right.
Yeah. I will help start a forum, and everybody gets to pitch in and shit. Everybody learns little things, you know, stress, poor diet, and you know, inflammation.
It helps a lot with my moods.
You know,
like
there's
when you eat better, you're happier.
Yeah.
Guys, I want you to put some of your stuff in the chat, you know, because you have a clinic, a walk-in clinic. Tawana got a lot of great recipes and other stuff. Everybody on the panel has something to give, something to say. What I wanted y'all to do is talk about the negative stuff first and then talk about the victories. But we ran out of time. This is my first time doing a show like this. I never talked to no 6 people at the same time. So it was a little difficult and fun. And it was interesting as well. You know what I mean? And I would like to say what y'all to go around and say what y'all do for a living. It's something positive or something great or something. Because my point is, y'all are sitting here, so nothing killed you. You still there. That was my whole point of doing this show too. Not just to say what the family been through, but what we overcome. I'm still sitting here. So you know what I mean? And you got other people alive. That's what I told.
Absolutely.
That's right. Avoid. Yep.
No,
oh yeah.
We ain't struggling.
You know?
I'm a grandmother, a mother, a teacher, everything. I do it all. There's nothing I won't do to help my family and my friends. Like Timothy said, you know, if anybody want help, ask. And as people, if nobody won't help, if you talk to the right people to get to the right person, you know, somebody will get you somewhere, you know. And people also do your own research. Start reading up on African bio. Start reading up on stuff.
And then also this.
Oh, we lost you, Auntie.
Yeah, she looked like she froze up.
Well, I'm gonna take this opportunity to say, like Aunt Lisa said, we have the victory. You know, she started
the last for so long. You know,
sorry. So you started the program off, you know, talking about those who have come before us, and you know, we stand on the shoulders of giants. We are their legacy, and just listening to my family, I know our future is brighter. Timothy sharing, Tawana sharing, you know, my nieces Latrell and Melody, they know Shamel is coming along, and I'm getting into it too. I need to change my lifestyle. You know, honestly speaking, y'all know me my whole life. I've been heavy my whole life, but this ain't it, buddy. This ain't it. I'm 33. You know, and I had this epiphany about my life that I can't live this way anymore. This year I observed Ramadan and I fasted the whole time. I was surprised I did it, but but it showed me that I control this. I control my mouth. I control when I eat, when I drink, and I did it to strengthen my discipline and strengthen my spirituality, and it was a success.
Well,
and we need to have this forum. We need to have this forum. This forum so we can save each other and save future generations.
Absolutely. Well said. I think we ran out of time, guys.
I think we ran out of time too.
And y'all can keep this going on. This can go on a Zoom or a WebEx, you know, and maybe we can do this again. I'm booked all the way to August, though.
That's all right.
Every 3 months, but I mean, I don't have to, you know.
We can make our own family Zoom. And do it regularly.
That's what I love. Take it on. Run with the stick.
And keep on going with the family.
Here's the
and
stick.
Then you can take the video.
I'll send it up,
and you can put it
I see you
That's
Well,
right.
definitely
Keep going. Keep running.
We definitely
I
keep
love you
working
guys
on
because
that. I love you guys too.
love
I'm
you
glad we
too.
did this.
I'm happy we
It
did
was
this.
good to
I'm
see
happy
you
a.m.
guys.
run
I
tomorrow.
love y'all all. I love y'all all.
Young
6
people
a.m.
trying
run.
to
Be
see
there.
something. What you saying,
Tomorrow,
Melody?
send me some recipes.
Okay,
6
shout
a.m.
out.
What
run
you saying?
tomorrow.
What are you saying,
Coach,
Nobody
Mel?
listening.
Love
What you
y'all.
saying, Mel?
Love y'all.
6 a.m.
Mel,
run,
let Mel
guys.
say something.
What you say,
Oh,
Mom?
Mel, say something.
6 a.m. run, everybody, tomorrow. Let's do it. 6 a.m.
6
run.
a.m. run. 6 a.m. run. 6 a.m.
6
run.
a.m. run.
do it.
The only thing let me tell you something, cousin. I've been running for years. I still don't like it. There'll be no 6 a.m. run for
Yes,
me. I
6
run
a.m.
it in my
I
mind.
love
I'll do a
and I
6
love
a.m. walk, but
walking.
I'm
I
not
love it
FaceTime
all.
me. FaceTime me.
All right.
Listen,
we'll walk
I do
together.
I'll do
yoga.
anything and
I
everything
do
to keep it
Pilates.
limber.
I'm trying to
Look,
learn
we can do
yoga,
some
Tim.
yoga together.
I'm trying to learn yoga.
I used to do a
Teach me your
backflip
yoga.
every year.
Hey, John.
I can't see the clock. Is it 9 o'clock?
We definitely can do some
I'm
yoga
not
stuff
gonna
together. We're gonna figure some stuff out.
We gotta get off.
Tell them
Hi guys, I love you. You guys
We gotta
rock.
go.
You're the best.
Love y'all.
Love y'all.
Mwah. Keep
All
up
right,
the great
everybody,
work.
take care.
Fantabulous.
All right.
All right.
John
Later.
Doe.
Somebody leave first. I don't want to be the first one.
Me neither.
All right, Steve, do your
Okay.
thing. I ain't mad at you. Hey, much love.
Yeah.
V for victory. Kobo Shea. Shondo. Did I tell you it would be wonderful and great? I had to fit that little skit in instead in the beginning. I put it in the end. Well, good night. God bless. See you on Sunday. Got another excellent guest. Peace. Be trying to do good and better things. Bye. Good night.
I just match my words to my actions. Magic in my life's everlasting. I say I could have the world, be what let it go. But something about your style makes me wanna man up. You should fill up cups, catch a flick and do some stuff. I'm used to one night stands, but with you that's not enough. I don't wanna front, I just wanna see ya. Please give me a sign, yeah. Give me a sign if you wanna come. Just give me a sign, yeah. I don't wanna front, I just wanna see you. Just give me a sign if you wanna come. Why you presenting games I don't wanna play? I've been on my mind, I just wanna lay down with you. Spark a doobie, hit the town with you.
All these brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Cold, these brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die. Cold, these brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta ride or die.